Hello again, my name's Gabe Zolna. If you've been viewing me for a while, how many times have I talked about Barack Hussein Obama being a Manchurian candidate? His connection to Saudi Arabia, King Abdullah. I talked about when King Abdullah paid $20 million to Harvard so Obama could pretend that he has a degree. Remember that? Well, one of my loyal viewers sent me a link. Now, I'm going to attach the link, but I'm going to read you most of what's in the link. And it goes back to a 1979 article by Vernon Jarrett about Khalid al-Mansour. The Vernon Jarrett syndicated column on November the 6th, 1979 that appeared in the St. Petersburg Evening Independent. It originally appeared in the Chicago Tribune on November 2nd. The image was pieced together from screenshots of the St. Petersburg Independent pages available for viewing in the Google Newspaper Archive. Jarrett was the father-in-law of Valerie Jarrett, President Obama's closest advisor. Why would Muslim oil billionaires finance and develop controlling relationships with a black college student? Well, like anyone else, they would do it for self-interest. And what would that self-interest be? We all know the top two answers to that question. Number one, a Palestinian state, and two, the advancement of Islam in America. The idea then was to advance blacks who would facilitate these two goals to positions of power in the federal government, preferably, of course, the presidency. And why would the Arabs target blacks in particular for this job? Well, for the same reason the early communists chose them as their vanguard for revolution, which literally means change. In America, allow me to quote Trotsky in 1939, quote, "The American Negro for centuries, the most oppressed section of American society and the most discriminated against, are potentially the most revolutionary element of the population. They are designed by their historical past to be under adequate leadership, the very vanguard of the proletarian revolution. Substitute the word Islam for the words the proliferation revolution, and you most clearly get the picture, as Islam is a revolutionary movement, just like communism is." Trivia, it is from this very quote that communist Van Jones takes his name. Van is short for vanguard. He was born Anthony. In addition, long before 1979, blacks had become the vanguard of the spread of Islam in America, especially in prisons. Interestingly, in context with the fact that this article was written by her father-in-law, Valerie Jarrett has an unusual amount of influence over Obama, along with personal security that may even be better than his. Another unusual and intriguing bit of business here. And equally interesting is that Obama, who may have been a beneficiary of this Muslim money and may now be in the Muslim debt, has aggressively pursued both the Muslim agenda, I cited above, and also equally interesting is that Obama has paid a king's ransom for court-ordered seals of any such records of this potential financing of his college education and perhaps of other expenses. Lastly, it is very interesting and important to note that the main source for this article is Khalid Mansour, quote, "the same lawyer who allegedly helped arrange for the entrance of Barack Obama into Harvard Law School in 1988, end of quotes. Valerie Jarrett, by the way, was born in Iran, the one country protected by Obama from the sweep of the Arab Spring. Now, all of this may seem sensational, but let's face facts. What makes it most disturbing is that not only is it logical, but it suddenly makes a lot of previously confusing things make perfect sense." Pat Dollard is the author. And there's additional information that you want to read up on. I'm not going to put that into this, but again, the link will contain it all. There's no doubt in my mind that the chosen one, the reason I call him the chosen one is because he was chosen by King Abdullah to do exactly what he's doing. Well, if that's true, why was he not willing to go to the funeral initially? Well, because they had a falling out. What happened, I believe, was that Obama became much more powerful than King Abdullah ever thought that he would be. And he had forgotten his roots. He had forgotten who he owed a great debt to, which was King Abdullah. And then Obama went ahead and got rid of the president of Egypt, Mubarak. Mubarak was a friend of King Abdullah. It all makes perfect sense, folks. We have a radical, extremist, Arab, Muslim who was born in Kenya, playing president, destroying America. And no one is doing a goddamn thing about it. Read the entire article. Do I feel vindicated? Yeah, I do. You know how frustrating it is when you really believe something and you can't convince others? I've got a couple of neighbors that think I'm crazy. That actually think I'm crazy for believing what I believe, which includes what I believe about Michael Obama. But this isn't about Michael. This is about the Manchurian Candidate. This is about Saudi Arabia. This is about Barack Hussein Insane Obama. This is about King Abdullah. This is our country being destroyed right in front of us. This is why he was pushing the blacks. The article is very clear, extremely well written. I can't thank Pat Dollard enough for writing what he wrote. Read this. Pass it along. Send it to your congressional representatives. Maybe, just maybe, they'll wake up.